Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
When my parents moved to their new house, my son and I helped, to a point. We loaded up boxes, packed the cars with china, clothes, and tools. Back and forth we drove until the 22 years of my parents' stuff was safely at the new house, and the old house was empty, except for the furniture. A few pieces of furniture, like end tables and such, we could have handled between us. Some we might have had difficulty with, but we could have possibly gotten them on my dad's truck. But quite a few pieces of furniture were just downright impossible. One massive cherry television cabinet was actually bigger than the door itself. I don't know how they ever got it in their bedroom in the first place. Then the movers showed up. 3 big burly guys, one who'd been in the business most of his life. They didn't want us to help, just stay out of the way. Their training had taught them how to pick up these heavy pieces of furniture without hurting themselves, or the furniture, or the house. They used straps similar to seat belts to wrap around themselves and the furniture. The TV cabinet, however, needed some special care. They ended up popping out the window, easing it outside, then carrying the thing all the way around the house to put in the truck. The professionals could handle it very well without me. I watched in awe. When Abraham and his wife were old, God gave them a promise. They would have a son. Though having children comes easily to some and more difficult to others, it had proved well nigh impossible for Abraham and Sarah. But listen to Romans 4:19 through 22. It says, without weakening in his faith, he faced the fact that his body was as good as dead since he was about 100 years old, and that Sarah's womb was also dead. Yet he did not waver through unbelief regarding the promise of God, but was strengthened in his faith and gave glory to God, being fully persuaded that God had power to do what he had promised. This is why it was credited to him as righteousness. We tend to categorize things as easy, difficult, and impossible, like I did with my parents' furniture. A lamp? Easy. A mattress? Difficult. The cherry TV cabinet? Impossible. We tend to carry our categories over to God. But we have to think about who's doing the work. When we were moving, my impossible became the mover's difficult. I saw impossible, but a guy with the proper training and muscles sees challenging but doable. In our lives, as in Abraham and Sarah's, there are plenty of impossibilities. But if we get a promise from God, no matter how impossible it seems from our limited perspective, the words impossible or even difficult should never even enter our mind. They're not in God's vocabulary. Abraham believed that, and it was counted to him as righteousness. He looked at himself and his elderly wife, then he looked at God. Verse 21 says he was fully convinced that God was able to do what he had promised. Are you fully convinced that God can handle any and every problem in your life? That he can fulfill every promise? Is your faith honoring God for who he is?
As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to share a treasure, support this ministry, or get Carla to speak at an event, please contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.